Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer, shall we? We're going to figure out how to take smelly everyday trash, potato peels, coffee grounds, old cardboard boxes, and literally transform it into a biological operating system, one that revives heavy clay or sandy soil, and the best part, it is absolutely free. Welcome to the lazy composting method. So, to conquer the overwhelm, we've broken this potentially messy topic down into 6 super simple, logical steps. First, we'll hit the philosophy, then the 4 pillars, how to actually build the foundation, what a 60-day diary looks like, a little troubleshooting, and finally, harvesting that black gold. Let's get to it. Part 1, the philosophy, or what I like to call passive-aggressive composting. Look, let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of beginners get totally intimidated by technical jargon. You hear about carbon to nitrogen ratios or think you need some fancy, expensive tumbling bin. Well, forget all that. Mother Nature has been composting for millions of years, and guess what? She doesn't use a spreadsheet. She doesn't care about your C to N ratio. She only cares about biology. So our crucial takeaway here is that we're practicing passive-aggressive composting. Nature is going to do literally 90% of the heavy lifting. We just set up the environment. No chemistry experiments required. Basically, passive-aggressive composting is just a zero-stress method of throwing materials together and letting the microbes do what they do best. We're turning a chore into a completely sustainable cycle. Again, we are not trying to win a middle school science fair here. We're just taking that natural process you see on a forest floor and hitting the fast-forward button using delivery cardboard and dinner scraps. All right, section 2, the 4 pillars. These are your essential biological ingredients. Now, if your pile ever starts smelling funky or it just refuses to break down, I guarantee you one of these 4 pillars is out of whack. First up, greens. Think of this as your nitrogen fuel. It's the high-protein energy that bacteria go crazy for. Kitchen scraps, wilty lettuce, grass clippings. But remember, absolutely no meat, no dairy, and no oils. Those just putrefy and invite pests to dinner. Then we have browns. This is your carbon engine. It provides the structure and the slow-burning energy. We're talking cardboard with the plastic tape removed, dry autumn leaves, sawdust. So to build this out, you essentially just combine a bucket of your green fuel with a bucket of your brown engine structure. Just eyeball a 50-50 visual volume mix. You definitely don't need a scale for this. And hey, quick pro tip for you. Even though they literally look brown, coffee grounds are actually a massive, high-nitrogen green ingredient. They will seriously energize your pile. And earthworms? They absolutely love them. To finish up our 4 pillars, we just need to nail the water and air. For water, grab a handful of your mix. It should feel exactly like a wrung-out kitchen sponge. If it's too dry, your bacteria basically go to sleep. But if it's too wet, the air can't get in. Which brings us to oxygen. Those good aerobic bacteria need to breathe. If you pack everything down super tight, you're just rolling out the red carpet for bad anaerobic bacteria. And trust me, that's what causes that horrible, swampy, rotten egg smell. Keep it moist, but let it breathe. Section 3, building the foundation. Here is your step-by-step construction guide. Okay, time to actually get our hands dirty and build this ecosystem. 4 incredibly simple steps. Step 1, the location. Plop your pile directly on bare earth. No concrete, no plastic tarps. You want the earthworms to migrate up and any excess liquids to drain down. Step 2, the base layer. Toss down some chunky sticks or crumpled up heavy cardboard. This creates a sort of breathing chimney right at the bottom. Step 3, layering and mixing. Do not worry about building perfect, alternating lasagna layers. Just mix your greens and browns together and give it a good sprinkle of water. Mixing the food right in front of the microscopic workers means they don't have to commute to find their lunch. And step 4, the inoculant. Now, stop right there. Please do not go out and buy commercial compost starter. It is a total waste of your hard-earned money. All you need to seed your pile is a handful of existing garden soil or some finished compost borrowed from a neighbor. It acts exactly like a sourdough starter, instantly introducing billions of active, hungry microbes to kick off the party for absolutely free. Moving right along to section 4, the 60-day diary. Here is exactly what to expect. Over the first 2 months, your pile goes on a wild ride. In the first 48 hours, you'll get the heat wave. It can actually reach 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. That's literally just the bacteria passing gas and generating intense metabolic heat, which is awesome because it cooks and destroys weed seeds and bad pathogens. Around the 2-week mark, you'll notice the great shrinking. The pile will physically drop to about half its size as the microbes chew through those easy sugars. By month 1, things transition. The heat drops and your macro decomposers show up. Worms, beetles, and these really cool white fungal threads called actinomycetes. Finally, by month 2, you hit the curing phase. The pile cools down completely and you get that incredible, rich forest floor smell. Oh, one very important warning though. If you're using grass clippings, they act like a massive turbocharger. But because the blades mat together like the pages of a wet book, they can quickly turn into a stinky black sludge. If you use a lot of grass, you absolutely must fluff it up and turn the pile every single day for that first week just to keep the oxygen flowing. Section 5. Troubleshooting. Let's fix those common mistakes. Look, even the experts end up with piles that go completely sideways sometimes. If your pile smells like rotten eggs, it's just too wet and suffocating. It went anaerobic. The fix? Super easy. Grab a pitchfork, turn it over, and mix in a bunch of dry browns, like shredded cardboard. Now, if literally nothing is happening, it's either bone dry or it needs more green fuel. Just give it a drink of water or throw in some fresh grass or coffee grounds. And what if critters are digging through it? You probably left sweet fruit or, heaven forbid, bread or meat exposed on top. Always bury your greens deep in the center and cover the whole pile with a thick layer of browns. Think of that brown layer as a biofilter. It completely traps the scent so raccoons have no idea there's an all-you-can-eat buffet inside. Balancing wet with dry pretty much fixes any weird smell you'll encounter. Section 6. Harvesting black gold. It's time to actually use your compost. We've made it to the payoff. You're transitioning from waste manager to biological powerhouse. The easiest way to process this is the sift and shift technique. Grab a basic garden sieve and separate out that beautiful fine compost. And listen, do not stress about the stubborn bits, the chunks of branch or that avocado pit that just refuses to break down. Just shift those unfinished pieces right back into your next brand new pile. They are basically high-octane starters loaded with established bacteria ready to inoculate batch number 2. So, how do the pros use this black gold? Here are 3 awesome options. First, top dressing. Just spread an inch or 2 right on top of your garden beds. Don't aggressively till or dig it in. Let the rain and the earthworms pull the nutrients down naturally, which protects your soil's delicate fungal networks. Second, the root zone boost. Toss a handful straight into the planting hole when you're putting in new shrubs or tomatoes to prevent transplant shock. And third, compost tea. Soak your compost in water for a day or 2 and you've got an amazing foliar spray. Doing this mimics the natural forest environment, giving your plants a robust immune system and deep microbial support that literally crowds out the bad bugs. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I have a big question for you. Are you ready to break the linear cycle? Think about it. We live in a totally linear world. We buy stuff, we use it, we throw it in a bin. That line ends in a landfill pumping out methane gas. But building a compost pile completely shatters that line, bending it into a regenerative, continuous circle. I love this perspective. Every time you carry that little green bucket out to your pile, you are making a quiet, radical statement. You are building soil humus, a stable form of organic matter that can remain in the earth for hundreds of years. That Amazon box isn't trash anymore. It's structural carbon that's going to hold water during a summer drought. It proves this process is incredibly local, super low energy, and basically 100% efficient. Ultimately, what you're doing is cultivating the rhizosphere, that invisible, underground, bustling city where plant roots and microbes trade nutrients like a stock market. By leaning into curiosity, letting go of perfection, and just letting the bugs do their thing, you are stepping totally outside the consumer mindset. You're building a massive reservoir of life right beneath your feet. So are you going to keep treating these incredible organic resources as garbage, or are you ready to become a true steward of the cycle? Welcome to the amazing journey of building life from the ground up. Thanks so much for tuning into this explainer, and we will catch you on the next one.